demonstrate you some of the good instrumentation technique which you can learn at his center. Actually, I was there and visited that skill development center physically and found it is very informative for the students. You can go personally and you can get a training for a 1 week or 10 days. And after getting the training, they have appointed a very skilled personals there, and they give you a live training using all the instrumentation which are available there. And most of the instrumentation in the genetic engineering technology or proteomics technology, you can say, all those instruments are available, and Chandigarh is not far from here. Any student on appointment basis can go, contact, get a training for a week. They charge very nominal, and because of the utilization of some chemical and instrumentation, so it is, they charge something, but that is very nominal. And but the kind of training they give, that will be forever with you. Like we are thinking of what kind of omics we can utilize with the probiotics, what kind of genetic modification, genetic engineering can be done with the probiotic. That is almost common with all the microbial cells. So, Dr. Ankur, if you can hear me, it is over to you. I invite you to deliver your expertise on the kind of skill center you have, and our participants will be benefited out of this. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you, Professor Santosh. Am I audible?
Yes, Dr. Kul, you are audible. Please go ahead.
So, first of all, a very good morning to all the participants and all the faculties present over here. And I would like to thank Dr. Santosh for giving me this opportunity to interact with you all and to give you a kind of glimpse of our skill development center. And so next 25, 30 or maybe 40 minutes, I will be discussing more about the center and what kind of skill development activities we are doing, what are capabilities of our center, what are our future plans, and what we have done so far, so that you can have a fair idea about it. So let me share my screen. Santosh, please let me know if my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, Dr. Visual.
Okay. So thank you so much. So let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Ankur Gautam, and I started my journey in Chandigarh from my master's in Punjab University in 2004, and then I worked in PGI for 2 years. Later, I did my PhD again in collaboration with PGI and Punjab University. And soon after my PhD, I joined CSR MTech as a project scientist and postdoc fellow, and then
Logitech
as a scientist, I worked in MTech almost 9 years. And then in 2020 January, I joined Merck Center as a lab manager. So there are 2 labs, one in Chandigarh, one in Bangalore. So I am managing both the labs. All about myself. So the Merck labs, we call them as a customer experience lab because we want all the scientific faculty to come and experience our lab. We name it as a customer experience lab. And Merck India set up 2 labs, one in Bangalore and one in Chandigarh. The vision behind setting up this lab is very clear, that how we can build the life science skills in the country to enhance scientific competency and advanced technology. Because nowadays our more than 35-40% population is around 35 years or below 35 years. So employment is always a big challenge in a country like in India, and our main purpose is that how we can build the relevant skills among our younger generation so that they can get jobs in better places. That was the vision. And as I discussed Development Center, CSR Intech campus only. So the main objective behind setting up this lab is that how we can create industry exposure to the younger generation for the scholars, how we can help scholars to develop right skill sets and adapting technologies advancement, how we can fill the gap between industry and academia. These are our major objectives. And we always invest in innovation. Our laboratories are equipped with various kind of innovative projects for total discovery, affordable healthcare, fast and accurate diagnostics. So these are the major areas where we are working. This is just a summary of center at Chandigarh CSR Intech for High-End Skill Development Center. So as you can see here, the formal MOU was signed somewhere in 2018, and then in 2019 the agreement was signed. In 2020 we started our training program, but you all know that what happened in March 2024 hit the world and we have to stop all the activities. But then we started various digital activities, digital training programs, and we continued skill development activities through our digital channels. And I'm very happy that in the very first year, we have trained almost 7,000 scholars across India from 600 plus different universities and colleges. And then we were fortunate that in 2021, our ex-Honorable Health Minister, Dr. Harshvardhan ji, he visited our center and he explored the various training programs we are conducting. He explored the capabilities of the centers. And then we continued with our training programs. So in 2021, as and when situation was safer to travel, we have conducted hands-on workshops also. And again, in next year, 2021 also, we have trained 5,000 scholars through our both digital and hands-on activities. In 2022 was the year where we have resumed our hands-on activity with full potential. And we again trained around 4.5 K or 4,500 scholars across India. In 2023, our major focus was to set up collaborations. Our main aim is how we can increase the networking between academia and industry, how we can bridge the gap between academia and industry. So we are making collaboration with different universities, institutes, colleges also. We are signing MOUs with them, and we are also trying to be part of their course curriculum. We are working together with different universities in their course curriculum where MERC can be part of their course curriculum. We are giving training to those students. We are taking lectures in their semester systems also. So this is how we are progressing in this year. So these are just glimpse of our Honorable ex-Health Minister's visit during the center in March 2021. So now you must be curious to know what we are offering. So our offering is basically obviously skill development, that is the heart of our center. So we are providing skill development trainings, both short-term, long-term trainings, digital training workshops, certificate courses and webinars. We have done a lot of trainings digitally during the COVID pandemic. Now the frequency of digital trainings is very less. Everyone wants to do hands-on, so we are majorly conducting hands-on trainings, shorter version and few longer version also. Apart from skill development trainings, we are also giving services which includes the facility use, technical support, customized research and demos. So we are giving skill development trainings as well as the services to scientific community, academic community through our labs. So hands-on skill development programs are like shorter version, 1 week programs, 2 week program, and longer version are majorly on 1 month training programs. Very rarely we enroll students for the dissertation also, which is very long version, like 4 to 6 months. Those are very rare. So our major trainings and workshops are 1 week and 2 week only. But as and when required, we can also enroll students for the 1 month or 1.5 month training program also. So now coming to our lab services and our capabilities, working areas. So our both labs, we are giving trainings in molecular biology, protein research, mammalian cell culture, functional genomics, immunoassay also. In molecular biology, all types of nucleic acid extraction, then quantification, gene expression analysis, molecular gene cloning. These are the training programs we are running. For protein research, we are doing expression and purification of recombinant proteins, immunoprotein using SNAP ID. SNAP ID is latest technology for Western protein. So if you do Western protein with a traditional method, you will take around 1.5 days. But with SNAP ID, you will get your results, Western protein results in just 30 minutes. This is that fast. And then fully automated 2D electrophoresis. So these include protein research. The mammalian cell culture facility is available in our Bangalore lab, where we are doing routinely 2D cell culture, cell-based functional assay, and very soon we are going to start 3D cell culture also. Functional genomics, genome editing through CRISPR, gene silencing using siRNA, miRNA. Those services and trainings are also there. And we have a very strong portfolio of immunoassay, where we have all multiplexing immunoassay, ultra high sensitivity immunoassay, ELISA. These are our services, and we are giving training in these areas also. So here you can see the major equipments which we have in our lab. For molecular biology, we have multi-section lab labeling system. We have real-time PCR. For proteomics, SNAP ID is there, Auto 2D is there, AMPAGE lug system is there, AMPAGE gel caster system is there. So AMPAGE lug system is newly introduced product. So when you cast your SDS-based gel, sometimes it takes minimum 40 minutes, right? Sometimes it's 1 hour, 2 hour also. But using this AMPAGE lug system, you can cast your SDS base in just 90 seconds. So you can say how much time and energy you are saving. So we have all these equipments in our lab, and we are giving training in these instruments only. Then, as I mentioned, we have a very strong portfolio of proteomics multiplexing platforms. We have all these platforms available: MacPix, Luminex, IntelliFlex, SMCX Pro. So these all are multiplexing platform are being used for biomarker assays, multiplexing assays, where you can detect multiple cytokines in just one sample. Then for cell biology, we have Scepter cell counter. It is a manual, it is a automated handheld counter. So normally we count cells by hemocytometer, that is manual counting. Here, this Scepter will help you to count cells automatically in just 15 seconds. Then we'll have millicell DCI digital cell imager. This is also a new product. It's a microscope cum cell imager, right? You can take your images, you can count your cells, you can determine the confluency, even you can count your cell in vessel also. So these are very convenient and portable instruments. We have this in our Bangalore lab and Chandigarh lab also. Then we have this cell sonic system. This is a live cell imaging system. You can determine the light changes in your cells against any stimuli. So these are just the high-end equipments, along with all the routine equipments are there in the lab, just to show you that what kind of facility we are having at Chandigarh and Bangalore lab. Now, I'm very proud to showcase you the journey so far. So I still remember in April 2020, we started our journey with one university, and that is in West Bengal, Kuch Bihar University. So faculty reach out us to take lectures for their PhD coursework. That was the first time we started taking lecture digitally for 18 students, and then we opened these lectures to all over India, and we started digitally taking lecture webinars. We started with program certificate courses, and today almost 11,000, 12,000 students, faculties, vice chancellors, directors, scientists, professors. They all are part of this group. So I request all the participants out over there. If you are on LinkedIn, you can be a member of this group because this is a totally academic group and this platform will provide you opportunity to interact with all the other members as well as we are posting our all future trainings, our activities. We are conducting various scientific quizzes also. So you will get chance to update with all this information if you join this platform. So now as I told you that this year in 2023 we are making collaborations. So we have signed MOU with various institutes. A few institutes' name is mentioned over here, like AKS University Satna, UPS Dehradun, MMDU Mulana, Garden City University Bangalore, Ramaiah Institute of Technology, MIT WPU Pune, Acharya Institute Bangalore, Advanced University Calcutta, FAPA Hyderabad. These are just few institutes to we have signed MOU. Now we are working hard to set up new collaboration, more collaboration. We are happy to be part of course curriculum with various universities if they are interested. So we have also provided technical support to various scientists sitting in different universities. We have also supported industries during COVID also in multiplexing immunoassays. So these are just few important feedback and appreciation from the students, HODs, and faculties. And they have used our facility. Students have got training with us, and it's very overwhelming to see all this good response and the exciting feedback. This motivates us to work. With collaborations, if there is any impactful strategic project, we are more than happy to collaborate. We have already supported industries during COVID, like Chidus, Patanjali, Bharat Biotech, Biologically Limited. We have helped them, supported them in analyzing their samples, and still we are helping all academic institutions, healthcare organizations using our facility. And the most important part that we always think that how we can make difference in lives. And this can be only done by making students younger generation industry ready. I'm very happy to say that many of our trained participants they got placed in very good research institutions, industries, and in healthcare organizations also. But we would like to see this number even more increasing in the near future. So this is how our Merck Labs creating impact. And thank you so much for listening to me. Now this is just about how Merck Labs are working, what is our plan, what is our goal. Now I would love to show you some more glimpse of our training programs. So just give me, yeah. So Dr. Santosh, I hope my new presentation is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
So these are the various hands-on training programs like fundamentals of molecular biology, recombinant DNA technology, genome editing, mammalian and cell culture, cancer tool and techniques, two-dimensional electrophoresis, immunobiology techniques. So these are the training programs for the hands-on training. So this is how the students reach out to us for the training programs. So we start always from the scratch, like how to handle pipettes, how to prepare solutions. So these all are bachelor students, right? On day one. Then we always give them lectures, clear their concept in methodology, like whatever methodology is used, we have to, first discuss with the participant, take their queries. Once the concept is clear, we will take them back to the benches. This is our classrooms. This is our Bangalore lab. And now, when they are benches, our supervisors train them. We give them, personal attention. All the participants they have to perform individually. It's not a group demonstration. get a certificate from CSR Imtech and Merck Life Sciences because we have collaboration with CSR Imtech. But if you get training at Bangalore lab, you will get certificate only from the Bangalore Merck Life Sciences Bangalore only. And these are the few more glimpses. These are the students from UPS Dehradun. So they all are biotechnology students, microbiology students, and these are the pharmacy students, B Pharma and Pharma students. They are also came from Dehradun to get the trainings. So you can imagine the pharma students, they never deal with molecular biology, but they learn molecular biology techniques over here. These are B Pharma and Pharma students. And yeah, so these are the students from Kolkata. They are came from Kolkata, Advanced University, Kolkata. So they are coming again this year. This was their third or fourth visit to our lab. So this is how we give training to all the participants, and at the end, uh, yeah, this is how. So this is just to give you a brief idea about our training programs. Let me showcase you our lab, how it looks like. You must have some idea with these pictures, but let me give you a Chandigarh lab tour also. So as I told you that we have two labs, one in Bangalore and one in Chandigarh. In Chandigarh, we are here at CSR Imtech. This is the aerial view of CSR Imtech. And in the second picture, you can see this is the administrative block of CSR Imtech. And in CSR Imtech, there is a protein center building. This is the entrance. And you can see there are 4 floors. And we are at the 4th floor. Merck High-End Skill Development Center at the 4th floor. And the center looks like this from the outside. This is the inside view. We have 1500 square feet area where Merck set up this laboratory. This is the molecular biology lab. We have individual benches to accommodate students for the training programs. So these are another view of our lab. These are the instrument benches, common instrument benches. This is SNAP ID working area. So SNAP ID is a technique for Western blotting, and it is very fast and robust. You can develop multiple plots simultaneously using this instrument, and you can get your result in just 25 seconds. These are the working benches. You can see dedicated benches are there. We can accommodate 1 or 2 students on each bench. So we have a capability to host around 28 to 30 students in one training programs. This is our multiplexing lab entrance. This is the inside view. You can see all the multiplexing instruments. SM6 Pro, MacBix, Luminex, all these instruments are there. And these are the other working areas. This is our conference room entrance. So here we take lectures during our training programs. This is our lecture room or digital classroom, you can say. Around 30 students can accommodate in this classroom. This is used during the lectures for the training programs. So I hope you have now a better idea about how this lab looks like, right? So this is all about from my side, and if you have any questions, I would love to answer all your questions. Over to Dr. Santosh.
Thank you, Dr. Angul. Thank you very much. And it was really good information for the students. They will be able to assess your facility, and they can go and train. So it is for up to the participants. They can, if they want to interact, they can interact directly to the Dr. Angul. It is long time.
If anyone has any questions, they can write here
question like this time your website is not working, so in service of okay, it's different. Dr. Ankur, actually the participants are muted now, so they are getting assist now and they will be talking.
Sure, sure.
They are asking how to get notified about workshop in tech. Chandani
So,
is
so for IMTech, they have their own website. They are posting whatever workshop training they are organizing on their website. For Merck, as I mentioned that we have dedicated LinkedIn group. We have dedicated website also where we are posting. So otherwise, you can reach out to me also. I have put my email address. If you have any questions, we are organizing training almost every month. Every month there are one or two trainings, so you can be in touch with me through email. I can mention my mobile number also if you want. So you can just stay in touch and keep asking. So I will let you know whatever training programs we are running. So you can be a part of this training. But this year we are majorly, focusing on collaboration. So we are not running much open trainings. If you want to get training, so you have to be in a group. At least 10 students should be there if you want, training with us. Like different universities, Dehradun, UPS Dehradun, they have already booked our February month, and mid-January is already booked by with few local colleges. So if you are willing for some training, just discuss with your faculties and just friends also. If you are 10 plus numbers, we can organize a training program with you all.
one of the student they have posted Nitish that what about the accuracy rate of I don't know what they are want to ask.
Yeah, even I didn't understand what accuracy.
The accuracy, I mean they are using.
Can you elaborate more on this? What actually you are going to ask? What do you mean by accuracy rate?
Nitish, you can unmute and ask.
Or you can email me, you can WhatsApp me your queries. I will more than happy to answer over there as well.
There might be some connectivity issue, but you can write, sir, as you told about the laboratories work. He is asking the training part or laboratory work you are providing.
Yeah, so
or not.
So basically, suppose if you are doing some research or if you are stuck somewhere, so you can check with us. If we have that facility and equipment, you can still come to us and complete your research work over there. There are very nominal charges for the facility. Or you can check your samples. Our team can run your samples and give you the results. So, and we will give you results with all the raw data and with all the accuracy results. So we will provide you all those things along with the data. Or if you want to do yourself also, you can come with your samples to our laboratory. You can run the assay along with our team. That's also possible.
I would like to add the same thing what Dr. Ankur is saying, few addition that my students have personally visited under a STRIDE program, and the kind of instrument facility they have is a kind high-end good quality instrument by Merck. Merck is a leading pharmaceutical company or in this area, which is really providing a very accurate instrumentation technology. So we have in a very close touch, we have seen his laboratory, and most of the kits and chemicals what they are using and the instrumentation they are using are really very, very accurate, and it's a good performance. Students who have given feedback during the program. So I backed him and these things that it is a really good quality laboratory. One time, if you get a time, go and ask? All right. I think there is no question, Dr. Ankur. You have elaborated in a very well manner and it is clear. Hopefully, our participants have been benefited, and if they are interested, will approach you. You have given your number and email. Thank you very much for spending your valuable time, Dr. Sam. Thank you so much on the behalf of our team and GIAN Course. I would like to thanks and appreciate that the kind of facility you extended with us. Many thanks, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Santosh, for inviting me for this interaction. I'm very happy to deliver this session and interact with all the participants. So once again, thank you very much.
Thanks, Dr. Sir. Have a nice day.
Okay, thank you.
All right, all the participants, you had a very good interaction. It's you know that you should be aware that what kind of facility nearby, and you have, because everything you cannot do in your lab, so you have to. I mean, you work in the lab. That is not the limitation, but in the laboratory there is a limited facility. I mean, each and every lab cannot be equipped with all the technology that we understand. We have to connect, we have to collaborate, we have to understand what are the facility, either custom-based facility or collaborative facility which are available in nearby that we can explore. And I found this is one of the informative somewhere you can go visit there, you can ask, or you can contact, and they are very professional in this thing, and they provide that kind of not only a training, but you can perform your sample, like you can go. I think getting a custom facility, just you send your sample and get it done. It's better that you get a training. Once you are trained, then you can perform the same thing in your laboratory anytime, any number of time. But if you are getting only the sample, then again you have to send the sample and get it done. Send this sample, get it done. I don't lie, but this one is something I'm getting a training. If I am trained, then n number of experiment I can perform in my laboratory. So at this stage, I'm remembering a quote by a philosopher that they say that if you give a fish to a man, he will eat for a day, and if you train him how to fish, he will eat for a life. I mean, if you give a fish life, he can eat and complete in a day. But if you train him how to fish, he will go to the ocean and river and fish every time, and independent, become a self-reliant, self-independent. That's the way things go. So hopefully it was good. You might be clarified with these things. Any doubt, anything you want to say? Few words. Pratiksha, can you hear me? Pratiksha Wankhede, are you connected or not?
Yes, sir.
Good. So some participants have joined from very remote, so I am very careful with this. The content we are delivering, are you getting? What is your feedback? Do you find it fruitful or not?
Yes, that it is very fruitful and very informative session.
Right. So on 27th, after, yes, Pratiksha, you want to say anything?
I'm very happy for this session all delivered by the chicken class, and you also some concept are clarified. So it is very fruitful for me and knowledgeable session. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Anyone would like to say something suggestions are also welcome. If you want to suggest.
Yes, sir.
Yes, someone
Yes,
is.
Yes, sir.
Nitish. Yes.
जी सर, yes. थैंक यू सर ये सेशन के लिए सर बहुत ज़्यादा बहुत ज़्यादा बिकॉज जैसे आपने लैबोरेटरीज के बारे में बताया सर हमें नहीं पता होता कि सर मतलब आप एज अ रिसर्चर सर आपको पता है कि डाटा कितना एक्यूरेट होगा उतना हम अनलिमिटेड तो सर जैसे कि इम्पोर्टेंट लैबोरेटरी वाले ऑप्शन के लिए सर आप सर बहुत चाहता है कि हम ये चीज़ें बहुत मैटर करती हैं सर रिसर्च
हाँ जी,
आपको बहुत तहे दिल से धन्यवाद
थैंक यू। कहाँ से आप जुड़े हैं?
सर मैं सर एमयू से फार्मेसी डिपार्टमेंट में पढ़ता हूं।
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड।
सर ये सर अंडर द गाइडेंस ऑफ डॉक्टर नसीम सर।
Your voice is not clear, so
you are under the guidance of Professor Bal yes sir.
Professor?
Narasimhan sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, very good, very good. So it's like we are showing a kind of theory and demonstration of practical also. As Yatika said that it should be offline. Yatika, we were very right. Actually, we proposed this GIAN program offline only, but due to some emergency, we were not able to invite Suchikindas. It was international emergency, all the airlines were shut down. So the program was postponed and they asked me to finish before December, and Dr. Chikindas was not free before December to come physically, and this was the reason that we organized it through remote mode. And hopefully we are trying to give maximum to the participants so that they can ignite their mind and at least they are motivated to do their future research in the laboratory. So we are having a formal valedictory session at 7:30 on 27th, just after the lecture of Dr. Chikindas. And I welcome you all in that, and you can give your valuable feedback. Or all the dignitary will join, like deans, directors, vice chancellors, head of department, all will join that validity session. And there you can interact directly with the faculty, foreign faculty, Professor Chikindas, and you can put your views and you can suggest if you want any collaboration with him. If you want to work with him, you can write or you can something like it. It's very open. It will be open, and it's a platform for the participants that you can interact with the foreign faculty, get the exposure, get some fellowship, and get some travel grant, go and visit that place. And I mean, these things need to be explored. This is what possibility we are trying to explore on the 27th evening. At the 7:30, we will have an interactive session with Dr. Chikindas only. You can ask and we will answer the question. Yeah. So I think those who are interested, they can post their name to me so that I will call you while validity session is going on. And during the validity session, I will ask you, and you can put your words before Dr. Chikindas, and you can discuss the things, you can interact for any type of materials. That we'll have in the validity session. So, okay, participants, we'll have next tutorials based on the laboratory itself, but it's a real live demonstration of the probiotics in the laboratory. It is from my laboratory. Anjana is going to show you that how you can demonstrate the probiotic property of isolated strains. If you have strains in your lab, you can isolate from food sample, you can isolate from the soil sample. But once you get the strain in your hand, how to assess its probiotic property. So there are some technical glitch, but we cannot show all the property, but our lab has equipped some of the demonstration to present before you to show that what kind of properties are. Anjana, are you ready or you will take some time?
Ready, sir.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, you can say, I will unmute and you can do that. So they will take some time to adjust the live, and so meanwhile you be connected, please.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Good afternoon to all. My name is Anjana and I am doing PhD under the supervision of Dr. Santosh Kumar Tiwari, sir, in the laboratory, microbial laboratory in Department of Genetics, MD Rohtak. So as Dr. Santosh Kumar Tiwari and Professor Chikindas said in their previous lecture and explained very nicely about the probiotics, gut microbiota, and oral health. So briefly, what I'm explaining you is that what is probiotics? It is just microorganism, live microorganism, and we are just consume them in a decade amount. They are just giving the very benefit to the host. So in our daily life, we are just taking fast food. We are getting very stressed, and there are many factors are there. So it needs to be dysbiosis. That's there's alteration in the gut microbiota or the amount of pathogens are increased. The commercial bacteria are sometimes decreased. That means there's an alteration in gut microbiota. So it is called dysbiosis in their gut microbiota. So by taking some probiotics in our daily life, such as Yakult or yogurt or dosa, we can improve our digestion. So gut microbiota, when we reverse this, that is dysbiosis, it called eubiosis. That means when we reverse this in beneficial commensal bacteria increased, when we take probiotics, the bacteria in our gut, they replace the pathogen, they colonize and they replace by colonization and competitive exclusion. By the mechanism of competitive exclusion, they replace the pathogenic bacteria. So some of the probiotic bacteria, by taking this, when there is alteration, there are some diseases which cause just like irritable bowel syndrome, cancer, and some immune disorders are there, like obesity also there, which are due to these organ failure are due to dysbiosis. So we should have to some probiotics in our daily life. So there are some probiotic properties are there of probiotic strain which must be possessed by any probiotic strain to resist or to cope up with the gastrointestinal environment or the harsh condition. It should be cope up with that harsh condition of the gut microbiota. So let me explain one by one. Just like for example, first is hydrophobicity, acid tolerance, bile tolerance, survival in contaminated conditions, antimicrobial production of antimicrobial substances, antibiotic resistance, and colonization in colonization and excluding the pathogenic bacteria. These are some of the properties which should have in the probiotic strain. So first of all, hydrophobicity. Hydrophobicity is a property which measures the cell's ability to an hydrophobic environment. That means that higher is the hydrophobicity, higher is their adherence property to the gut epithelium. So I am here. These, as you can see, in this the bottom of the culture tube, these bottom of culture tube, the cells are adhere at the surface, at the bottom of the culture tube. In hydrophobicity, autoaggregation is the first test, as I can saw you just in this culture tube. Autoaggregation is observed at the bottom of this culture tube. So we can say that autoaggregation is the self-clumping of the cells of the similar strain. So this is the initial step for prior to the colonization at the salt surface or at the GI tract. So autoaggregation, after that there is a co-aggregation. Autoaggregation, co-aggregation, cell surface hydrophobicity using math test, that is microbial adhesion to hydrocarbon test, adhesion to glass surface. These are some of the measures we can take one by one to measure the hydrophobicity of any probiotic strain. So after autoaggregation, there is a co-aggregation. Actually, co-aggregation is just like bacterial strain when co-aggregate with any pathogenic strain. The bacterial strains are actually prevent it form the barrier to the pathogens to adhere at the microbial at the gut surface. So co-aggregation, percent of co-aggregation can be calculated in this. Just in second, this experiment is similar to that of co-aggregation, but in the co-aggregation, we can take the 2 ml of bacterial strain and 2 ml of pathogenic strain, and we are just mix them together by taking initial body that's up to 1 vortex step, and after that, final optical density was measured 4 to 5 hours. After 4 to 5 hours, and these are incubated at the 37 degrees Celsius in the POD at static conditions. Then after final optical density, the percent of co-aggregation can be measured. So this is also, it's a co-aggregation that is similar to auto-aggregation, as you can see here that this is a layer of cells at the bottom of the culture tube. So auto-aggregation, co-aggregations are necessary for any hydrophobic to show hydrophobicity. The next is microbial adhesion to hydrocarbon test. This is the cell surface to measure the cell surface hydrophobicity. For this, the organic solvents are used, such as N-hexadecane. Mainly N-hexadecane is used. Otherwise, xylene is also used. So we can use these 2 organic solvents. By using this, we can as you see here. This is the layer is forming as organic solvent is having the organic solvent is having low density, so it is not even go at the bottom. It is the surface, upper surface. So when we this bacterial suspension, it's in aqueous solution, and this will put organic solvent, that is N-hexadecane or xylene, from the upper surface. Vortex it for the 30 seconds, then just put this, incubate this for only up to that hour that these 2 layers are separated out. And allocate of 1 ml is just taking from the in between these 2 surfaces. Here, in between the 2 surfaces, an allocate of 1 ml is taken, and the optical density was measured in between these 2 surfaces, so that it can measure the microbial adhesion to hydrocarbon. We can calculate the percent of adherence by using this test. Now, after that, salt aggregation test. Salt aggregation test is measured by both in broth, also in by observing under microscope under 100x. So, what is salt aggregation test? As you all know that clumping is higher as we increase the concentration of salt. So here we can take ammonium sulfate as a ammonium sulfate salt, and taking the gradient of salt, just like 2.5 molarity, 5 molarity, 1 molarity, 2 molarity, and increasing the gradient. The clumping is actually higher in polarity as compared to lower one. So the sat value is actually is the smallest molarity of concentration of ammonium sulfate at which the clumping is shown by the bacterial strain that we can observe under microscope. So that is the sat value. In broth, it is measured as similar to that of water aggregation, but instead of we are using different gradient of ammonium sulfate concentration, different gradient of ammonium sulfate salt. After that, there is the addition to glass surface. As you can see in this, there is a addition. This is the well-grown culture. This is the well-grown culture, and there's a layer of cells are just as shown in this at the bottom of this, at the surface of this glass. This is also showing the hydrophobicity of bacterial strain. Now, after measuring the hydrophobicity, another property which we can say is acidifying activity. Acidifying activity, as the bacterial strain grows, as the bacteria grow, their pH goes down due to production of lactic acid. So this is the MRS growth only, which having pH 6.8. But when we collect the CFS after centrifugation at 10,000 rpm, the CFS having the pH 4.4 to 4.5 or 6. Only that decrease in pH, it proves that there is a production of lactic acid, and it proves that there is the lactic acid bacteria, which belongs showing the probiotic bacterial strain. So another, if you say that one of the most important probiotic property is bile salt hydrolase test, which we can see in this plate. In this plate, as you can see, there are 5 strains. Out of these 5 strains, see 2 strains are showing precipitation. But out of these 5, the 3 strains are not showing any precipitation around their colonies. From this result, you can say that the precipitation is formed. It leads to the bile salt hydrolase positive. These strains are bile salt hydrolase positive, and without precipitation strains, these are bile salt hydrolase negative. So we can say the bile salt hydrolase activity is very important as reducing cholesterol level. How? As you can know, as you all know that in liver, the primary bile acids are formed from the cholesterol. Now, after that, the primary bile acids are converted into converted into deconjugated bile acid. The bile salt hydrolase enzyme, which are present in bacterial strain, they catalyze the primary bile acid into deconjugated bile acid by the catalysis of decatalyze the hydrolysis of primary amide bonds. They hydrolyze the amide bond and releasing the glycine and taurine. So the deconjugated bile acids are formed, and that deconjugated bile acid, they are less reabsorbed and they are gradually just move out through the fecal matter. So by this, their serum level is decreased, their cholesterol level is decreased. So cholesterol level decrease, maybe we can use this application further for reducing in the reduction of cholesterol. So this is the bile salt hydrolase test. After that, the electrolyte, there is acid tolerance and survival in simulated conditions, just like antacid. In electrolyte solution, we are just making the simulated conditions of the harsh gastric environment by using electrolyte solution. This is the electrolyte solution. Having composition sodium chloride 6.2 gram per liter, then calcium chloride 2.2 gram per liter, and 1.2 gram per liter, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate with pepsin and 0.3% pepsin and pH 3.5 pH. And this electrolyte solution is used to create the simulated conditions. And for this, we are just taking the bacterial strain as a control in which there is 7 pH without pepsid and having the electrolyte solution. But in treated the electrolyte solution with pH 3.5 and pepsid, in the presence of pepsid. So by doing CFU per ml, by calculating the CFU per ml with the help of serum dilution and counting the colonies on the plate, we can calculate that the acid tolerance or survival in acid tolerance means they are as tolerant to acid. And with the same experiment, if we say that we are taking antacid in our daily life, for example, EDO, ranitidine, or and many. So these antacids are actually we are just experimented that our bacterial strains are tolerant to these antacid or not. So if we add these antacid in the mixed with this electrolyte solution and the cell suspension that is Daniel's power 8 CFU per ml mixed with this electrolyte solution and doing the CFU just calculating CFU per ml by the serial 4 dilution, 10-4 serial dilution. So by calculating the CFU per ml, we can say that these are tolerant to antacid and also tolerant to the gut environment or the harsh gut environment. So we can prove that these are some of the properties which we can say that these are very necessary for any bacterial strain to survive in the harsh conditions or to tolerate these conditions. That's for today. Thanks.
Anjana, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good, Anjana, you have demonstrated the property of the probiotic states. Actually, Anjana works on the comparative study of different isolates from the food and plant samples to demonstrate this, whether they are probiotics or not, and they are really in the in vivo and in vitro both. So, anything you want to interact with Anjana or any question you can ask? Okay, nothing, you don't want to ask. So this was the effort by the laboratory to show you that how you can characterize the probiotics if isolated, how isolated probiotics can be characterized for these several properties which are important. But I encourage students, these are the small experiments you can do, and by doing this experiment you can understand the probiotic feature of this bacteria. Number one, you can go for gram staining to see whether it is a gram positive or negative. You can do gram catalase test. Most of the bacteria are catalase negative. Lactic acid bacteria, they are catalase negative, and gram positive, catalase negative, and acid production. This is a very distinguishing feature of these microbes of group of lactic acid bacteria they demonstrate. And after that, you have a very good hydrophobicity. So there is the use of instrument analysis in the prebiotic experiment. Yes, with the prebiotic experiment, actually you have to isolate prebiotic first from the plant system. Like in the plants, different plants, wheat bran and rice bran are the main source of prebiotics. And you might be knowing a plant chicory. Chicory is very rich in the inulin, which is a very good prebiotic secreted by the plant system, and that is used in the probiotics. So you can run the HPLC after this chicory. You can extract the prebiotic and run an HPLC and detect whether the prebiotic is produced or not. That you can analyze. And once you verified the prebiotic from the plant system, then you can see the effect of prebiotic on the probiotics, whether they are growing, stimulating the growth or not. So prebiotic is something which stimulates the growth of probiotics. property is very important. As Anjana said, that there should be aggregation, and this aggregation can be measured in the presence of salt. You can measure in the presence of hydrocarbons, or you can measure in the presence of artificial hydrophobic platform like glass we are using. So that actually show the affinity whether the cells are hydrophobic in nature or not. I mean, there is an MUB gene one can amplify, is a visualization binding protein, and you can amplify these genes and to just to assess whether the MUB gene is present or not. That is a molecular characterization of hydrophobicity. But it is important in the sense that whenever probiotics goes in the gut, it has to first adsorb on the surface of epithelial cells. If it is not able to adsorb on the surface, it will not deliver the probiotic property. So it is very important that how it is. And then once it adsorbs on the epithelial cells, it has to survive the gut environment. What Dr. Goel study suggested you that you can create the artificial environment, simulated condition outside the live cell, outside the animal, that it can be created. This is what Anjana did, that you can prepare a solution which is almost simulated to the gastrointestinal juice. So that condition will actually provide a kind of exposure to the probiotic, whether the probiotic is able to survive in that or not. So it's a kind of mixed ingredient of the salt. You can prepare these simulated solutions and with an antacid available in the market, and that can be prepared easily. So these are the features where you can use like bile salt. So bile salt, simulated condition, hydrophobicity, acid tolerance, catalase negative, and gram positive. This is a very quick experiments with the cell you can do. You can isolate these cells and perform these small experiments. In the last, the safety aspect is very, very important. Like if you isolate a strain from the food, I mean, if any food you are eating, like I'm eating curd daily and I'm isolating a probiotic from the curd, then that strain will be safe for application. If you isolate a strain from the human gut, so already the strain was available in the gut, in the human system, so its biosafety is almost demarcated. But you have to perform the experiment to demonstrate actually whether the strain is safety level is present or not. So mostly the safety level concerns like antibiotic production, antibiotic resistance gene, if it is there, and any pathogenicity gene is there. So those kind of things has to be confirmed from the probiotic strain if it is there. I mean, see what definition Dr. Chikida's study was saying that what is probiotic. There was a written definition in that what is probiotic means any microorganism which is after taking in a sufficient amount which is showing the good positive effect on the health. Any microorganism. So the microorganism source is not described in the definition by international authority. So you can have a soil isolate, you can have a food isolate, you can have a human isolate, any isolate, which is after delivering on the host system that shows the positive effect on the property of the host. That can be used. So it's not that soil isolate you can do. You can use these soil isolates, food isolates, and isolates to see these properties. And those isolates which are showing those property of probiotic features, that can be applied as a candidate probiotic, potential probiotic for the application. So the purpose of today's laboratory was only that how to understand that the particular strain you have isolated is probiotic or not. If it would have been physical, I could have demonstrated in the laboratory. You can do hands-on training to understand the probiotic efficacy, but we are bound to do on the virtual mode. So, I mean, that is the way we have demonstrated, and things are written in the paper, and you can go through and perform these experiments ready to answer if any question, anyone related with this demonstration you can ask. All right. If no question, there are two information. The announcement I have to do. One is it is kindly requested to go on the website for the feedback, and for the alternative, I have posted on the email. You fill the form of feedback form and send by mail. Whenever today or tomorrow, but before the completion of this course, that feedback has to be submitted to our national coordinator, IIT Kharagpur, and of course, we will do our best to provide you certificates in advance. We'll ask him to prepare everything, and for that sake, we have put in the evening session. We are only having 1 hour exam today. There will not be a lecture by Dr. Jidas today, only 1 hour examination, and on 27th we will have a lecture by Professor Chikindas, followed by the validity session. So I would suggest please join kindly 10 to 15 minutes in advance, so that all the instructions should be very clear about the examination, and you have to write for 1 hour. After the writing, you can scan and send your answer sheet to my mail. That will be evaluated. So thank you very much for all of you for your patience and nice interaction to have this tutorial. We'll see you in the evening around 5:50, so that we can start our exam 5:30.
Not very yet. इधर लिखा रहा है स्ट्रीम। सीख क्या कर लो तू चलानी।